Hello everyone, Ruby Retrograde Tahoe and Tay here. First off, I want to wish you guys a Happy New Year 2025. I hope that you had a great holiday time and you had lots of fun. You ate lots of good food. You were able to sleep as long as you wanted to, and that you guys are still healthy through all of that party stuff. Putting that aside, another good wish, this one more for me. This is the second year, or actually I should probably say it's going into the third year of the channel, because I have created this channel technically on the first of 2022, but I actually didn't post anything until the second, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of count more the second as an actual anniversary more than the first, but YouTube says it's January 1st, 2022. So this marks 2 years. So yay me, woo! For this, for sticking through it and doing my own speed and my own thing. And by the same token, I want to thank all of you people that have watched my videos, either little bits, all of them since I've started posting them, or just, check them out if there was a deck that you were curious about and you happen to fall on my video to help you make a decision whether to buy it or not. So thank you guys. Thank all. I do remember how many subscribers I'm at now. 142 subscribers. So yay you. Thank you all. I'm sending you all digital cookies. You may not be able to eat them really, but if you do actually happen to have a cookie next to you, just eat that one and then pretend I'm giving you the cookie as a thank you. Okay, so that's great. So now let's get into what the video is about. So I guess as a my personal indulgence, and because I like this deck so much, as you can tell, we are going to do a versus, a comparison of a deck that is definitely top of the list, one of my favorites, and also two other decks. It's actually a series. It's made by the same creator, and yeah, it's now the time to do the flip through. I don't know why I've waited so long. It's in my pile. Anyways, long story, but let's just get through it. So what is this favorite deck of mine? As the title says, it is this one. Now, of course, you can't see it very well because it is black, but it's called True Black. It is an indie deck. This one in particular that I'm holding, this is what we will call the first version. And as some of you might already know about it because it's can I say it's pretty popular? I guess popular or well known enough. We'll say that. So this was created by Wang. I do not remember the year that this was created. Maybe 2019 or something like that. Maybe earlier than that. So this is it. But what I can say is that 5 years later, Arthur made another version of the True Black Tarot to celebrate the 5th anniversary of this deck. And this is what we're actually going to take out of the shipping box. That's to tell you how much I did not have time, the capacity, the spoons or whatever else. But he did come up with a 50th anniversary. First off, look how fun this shipping packing medium is. So this, and also this also gives you like a little idea of what it's about. But essentially, Arthur created a 50th anniversary of True Black, but this one would be a holo version, which is very cool. It was a limited edition. I believe something like 2,000 or so of them were printed or created. Do not quote me on the number. I believe it's either 2,000 or 2,100, something like that. And then in 2000, let me check my notes, 2022, he came up with a new Although some people were kind of joking around about like, well, you don't know, there's true black, there should be a true white. So it was kind of like, well, we're half expecting it, but not. But anyways, so on Kickstarter, he started a campaign for his new deck, which was called Ephemere. Now, I don't know if it's the French version Ephemere, if it's pronounced the English version, which is what, Ephemere? Anyways, I'll say Ephemere. And again, this was sitting there. I just had barely time. And here you can tell, again, by this super fun shipping, medium, packing, stuffer, whatever, you can tell what is Ephemere about. It is, I don't want to say the opposite of True Black, because the only thing that's opposite about True Black is between True Black and Ephemere is the color scheme. So whereas True Black is very black and this really cool slick look, and you'll see with Ephemere it is totally in the palettes of whites, but there's still some colors there. So let me just unwrap all this fun little thing here, and we will basically go straight up to comparing the three of them, and then going through the cards, because there are some differences between the three decks. Some are more subtle, whereas in the case of these two right here, it's more obvious. Sorry. So just give me 1 second to have fun unwrapping all of this, and we'll get back. Okay, and now we are back. As you can see, visually already we have some differences. So this is the original, the OG, the True Black. And it does look like True Black, because if I just put it beside without barely any sun, you won't tell what this deck is until I bring it more to the light, and we can tell more of the, I don't even know, I want to say that it's foil press, but not really, because there's none of the shininess there. So I don't know, it's not embossed either. It's all very smooth, but you can see the printing of the design here. This here in the middle is the True Black 5th edition. As you can tell, for the 5th edition, we have some holo going on here. And the difference of texture is here. The texture is more papery, cardboardy. And here the surface is texture, like it's actual textile. It would almost feel like silk of how smooth, because of how smooth it is. For Ephemere, here we have some gold foil on the box. Very nice here. And while it's not a true white, it is a nice cream color and gold. So this is the aesthetic that we will be seeing here. All very pretty. Now here, don't mind for this one. The reason why my box is not necessarily closing is because I had some extra cards in it. So, and then I had this paper inside to protect the cards or whatever else, but I might end up taking this off. So here in the True Black, we have a little saying here. It is only in darkness that we see the stars. Here in the 5th anniversary, as you can tell, limited, oh, there you go, 2,500. I was saying 21 or 20 or 21. It was actually 2,500. I happen to have number 681. And here we have, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of stars makes me dream. Very pretty. And you can see the rainbow in that silver base. As for Ephemere, we have the saying here. Why have I thought the dew ephemeral when I shall rest so short a time? Okay, and here we have the guidebook that's written by Auryn and Arthur Wang. So all three of them are magnetic book closures. Let us now remove the cards from the box so we can explore them. And I don't think there's anything at the back, like at the bottom of the box, so it's pretty chill. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the cards from the box. And we see how so nicely wrapped for the 5th the 5th year edition. Got the card and the book as well. We will be checking out the guidebooks after we go through the cards. So where am I going to put them? I'm going to put them here. And then for Ephemere. And by the way, I got Ephemere back in 2023 because I backed it on Kickstarter end of 2022, and then I ended up getting it I think several months later in 2023. So the guidebook we will put aside. And again, and you'll notice also, if you ever do end up buying True Black or Ephemere from the website directly, which I'll put in the description box, there'll be some wrapping paper around it just for extra protection, and I think it's a nice touch. The quirk, I'll call it that. It's not like quirk, not necessarily a bad thing, but the little thing of fame, the little quirk of True Black is that the edges for we'll say the standard version, we'll call it that, not because it's, it's just the OG, the standard version, is that the edges, as you can tell, is nicely a matte black, but also those edges are done by hand. I believe either by the creator themselves or a company, like a small group of people or a company that the creator hired to do the edges. So all of these are hand done. Very cool. I believe this was the same for the 5th anniversary. I do not remember, but I believe so. So here again, we have a black matte edge, and for Ephemere it is white, though technically I don't think they're actually edged, because you can kind of see, if I go like this, you can kind of see a little bit of the back printing. And oh, there is a back card. Oh, this is very pretty. Okay, so this is a poem that we can get to later. So this is how the cards look visually. First, we have a little title card here that you can tell, and also you can see the card backs of all three here if I put them towards the light. So here for the OG and the 5th anniversary, it's pretty much the same. Only difference, as you can tell, that silver holo press. And then here for Ephemere, it's completely different. It kind of looks a little bit like when you cut a tree, the rings around the tree. But here you got some 2 holos and very matte, understated. Okay, so let me put the title cards here. And there you can always see some difference on the first cards. In terms of, before I forget, in terms of thickness and all of that, if I compare all three. Now, one thing that will be told or is a reoccurring comment about True Black is that it is a pretty thick cardstock, pretty stiff, sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere, but some might call it too thick. Like it's very sturdy. They did, I want to say, touching it, they kind of did the same for the 5th anniversary, maybe a touch thinner, but it's for all intents and purposes pretty much the same cardstock. For Ephemere, this one, it's definitely more flexible. I find it more flexible than True Black. I don't know if I could probably capture the thickness here, like the difference in thickness. It doesn't help that it's completely black, but definitely this one is more flexible. And then the particularity of Ephemere is that for the major arcana, all the cards of the major arcana, it has been completely revamped. So you won't find the standard names, we'll call them the standard names, that you will on True Black or just other other cards in general. So let me just explain a little bit the concept for Ephemere by taking the notes from the website in this case. So the major arcana cards have been reimagined as a hero's journey in place of the classic fool's journey. Countless historic, ancient, and modern epics follow a curiously universal structure, sometimes called the hero's journey. Ephemere tells this timeless story of our willpower, struggle, failures, and how we pick up the pieces to continue onwards. Most reimagined major arcana cards retain strong parallels to traditional Rider-Waite-Smith counterparts, though some will seem completely new. And then we will go through and see how they were renamed. And then in the guidebook, we'll see in the guidebook of Ephemere, they kind of touch on the link between how they renamed the major arcana and the RWS structure. So and as an FYI, so if you do end up getting Ephemere, do keep in mind that the major arcana names have been renamed, reimagined. All right. I feel like I said a whole a whole bunch of words. Well, I did. Anyways, so I'll try to zoom in to capture all of the cards together. Let me see if I can do that without cutting any of them out. I think that will work like this. And we will take a look at all three of them at the same time. And you let me know in the comments what you think about them. All right. So already we are starting off with the Fool. Ephemere calls it Origin. So what I think I'll do, instead of I'll just kind of say what card we're on, but I will say for Ephemere what it's been renamed as, so that, you know, I guess you can kind of see the similarities or differences, anything like that. So here we have the Fool or Origin. I already skipped the card. Magician, Dream, High Priestess, Summon. You will note that on the OG version, all the titles are there, but it is pressed in, I will say, like a black matte, but reflective UV spot, I believe it is, because I don't think it's like plastic foil or cold foil or anything like that. I think it's like UV spots. And then summons. The Empress, Fighter. So here you can see the symbols are there, the same across the two versions. It's just the holo, because it's silver, it'll show up more than with True Black here. Now we have Emperor or Alchemist. The Hierophant. Oh, hold on 1 second. Keeper. Lovers, Voyager, now we are moving on to Chariot, Dulcis. It's very interesting. I find it so beautiful. And now we are going to Strength, Nemesis. Look at the snake. And here in the true black, you will see, I guess, the spears. The Hermit. Oh. Obscurio. Oh, she's so pretty. Look at her. And even here for the Hermit, well, you see it in both versions, but in the background of the Hermit, it's like a field of grass or wheat, maybe. Very cool. We have Destiny. So Destiny is the Wheel of Fortune, and then Burn for Ephemere. Now we have Justice, Healer, are those, I forget, I see these leaves all the time, but I forget, I think they're oak leaves, no? Or something like that. Now we are going on to the Hanged Man, Seeker, now on to Death, Counterpoint, Temperance. Oh, we have another version of Counterpoint, so let me see. That is true, I did forget about that. We have a few versions of Counterpoints. So this is the first one here. Male, female, we'll say. And then we have the second one here. Man, man, I think. And then here, female, female. And I have to say, the anatomy, just the drawing of it is like amazing. So as I was saying, Temperance, and here we have Defiance. Moving on to the Devil, Crescendo, looking at this, it's giving me an idea of an oracle card, oracle deck, I should say, that I wonder if it would work well, like it would match well together. I don't know, but maybe I'll say it at the end if I remember. Now we are on to the Tower, Victor, isn't it cool for the faces? Just look at that. And there's like a little fox or something, maybe a dog. Moving on to the Star card, Sacrifice. Now the moon card. Ovation. So I'm just taking my time, just looking at all of them, and it's just something so cool to see between the OG and then the 5th anniversary. It's almost kind of like I don't know, a revelation between the two. Like, this is hidden if you have to actually pay attention to see the details, but here it's like in your face. And then yes, so we have the sun, and then here death. Oh, there we go. And here we have judgment. So cool. I don't think you could get me to figure out which card in this deck is my favorite. I would probably say all of them. And legacy, in case I didn't say this was legacy. Doesn't that look like a marble statue or stone carving? All right, and now we are on to the world or continuum. This is so very cool. And here it seems like there's a little infinity symbol of sorts in the hair. Again, very, very cool. All right, so now we've gone through all of the majors. All right, I will say in the OG version, I don't know if that card is still there, but there is an extra card called Anand. So that is an extra card. And now we're with the minors. Hopefully, I reordered the one that I was using. So this original one, as you can tell, these ones are fresh out of the box. So hopefully I put the minors in order. We're starting with the Ace of Wands. So the wand suit. This, I'm already attracted to the colors and everything there. They look like feathers. Or maybe they're just no feathers. Yeah, I'm right. They are feathers. This is very cool. They also look, the way that this is going on here, it also looks like Aurora Borealis. Very pretty. So now we are going with 2 of Wands. So we have a little bit of similarities. The concept here the same, but some differences. Here it looks like the wands are standing in some sort of water. Compared to here, I'll use the 5th anniversary because it's easier to see. But here it kind of looks more like, you know, just a stone ground. Now we're going to the 3. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. Now the 4. Oh, wait a second. You are upside down. How come? Let's put you back up. There, 4. Kind of neat. It look like these same birds are here. You know, this bird here from the True Black found a mate and is celebrating. That's the story that came to mind, and maybe that's not it, but to me it kind of seems like it could be it. Five of Wands. Very similar. Similar but different. to the 6. 6 of Wands. Here I would say it says victory a bit more obvious than that one. Although you could argue that the lion got its own victory. I mean, it got rid of the hunter. So on to the 7. I think I like that one a bit better. I like that version of the 7 a little bit better than this one. Now for the 8. Here for the 8 of Wands, it kind of looks like this one is in progress, like the action of getting a message sent over or communication, or the action of movement is going on, and here it's like it arrived, like boom, you got it, and it made a certain impression. On to 9. Ooh, that one is interesting. We're going from a wolf to a cobra. Yes, cobra. Interesting here. I like. And 10. And here from a beetle or beetles, there's 2 of them, to a bird. Very cool. Now the Page of Wands. The Knight. The people are so pretty there. They're so well crafted. The Queen. Oh, I like that Queen of Wands. I already liked her in the True Black, but in the Ephemere, this one takes the top. It's missing the cat, but you know what? It's okay. Oh, and let's not skip over the King. We gotta see what the King be looking like. The King. Here he's looking a little bit more I don't know how to say it. It looks as if like he has the world is in his hand, like he has the world where he wants it, like he has his world, like he grabbed a hold of his world and he made it his type of thing. And here it looks a bit more in a leadership type thing, maybe like as a commander, like go forth. It looks even a little bit Hierophant-ish. All right, so now we're on to the cups. So here's the Ace. This one, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I think this may be among my top cups, Ace of Cup cards across all my decks, but I want to say that a little bit calm, like not too loudly, because I'm sure there's a few others I'll be like, oh yes, that one, but this one definitely on the top. And here we have some dolphins instead of a bird, so this is still pretty interesting. I think dolphins and flying fishes, so that's pretty cool. And now, oh, interesting, for the Two of Cups, we have the fish and cups still across all the versions. Only difference being here, instead of a broken arrow, we're having a little bit of the caduceus snakes going on, but the concepts are similar. the art. Now on to the 3. Here now we have like a couple more fishes. It's as if they're swimming through like a coral. That happens to have 3 cups. Very nice. And then here they're more above like a bouquet or something like that. On to 4. I think in Ephemere it kind of, I would say this one is a little bit closer to my view of the 4 of Cups in a Rider-Waite-Smith than that one. Same for the 5, yes. And then here, I think it's a majority, instead of 3 cups broken, I think it's actually 4 of them. Well, as you see, this one is complete, like it's shattering. These 3 are splitting. Now on to 6 of Cups. There's something about that gold tone in Ephemere that is just, I don't know, it's just on point. Now we have 7. I like that one a bit more. No, okay, I'm good. We are moving to 8. 8 come up. Look at the cute little octopus or squid. This is now a much bigger squid. At this point, I think it's an octopus. And 10 of Cups. Onto the page. This one is so pretty. Very nice. The Queen, oh, the Queen of Cups in Ephemere is beautiful. Love the movement. But even here too, I do love that movement. And the fish, the eels or the fish, or maybe they're coins. They have been upgraded to whales here. And the school of fish. And the king. All right, now moving on to swords. Again, all beautiful. It's all art pieces, every single one of these versions. Here's the 2. And the 3 of swords. Similar. I mean, pretty similar. But I don't know, is one more anatomically correct than the other? I am, maybe this one actually, if I'm looking at it. Although, anyways, let me see if I can find a reference book and we'll be able to figure it out. But I like the tone of that heart, and I like the shape of that heart. Now we are at 4 of Swords. Ooh, that purple is beautiful. Oh, I am missing a card. There you go. 5 of Swords. Very interesting to get a concept of like defeat slash sorrow slash hardship type of thing. Here it makes me think that if I were to read it for myself, that I kind of made it on top. Like I kind of, yeah, there were some setbacks, but you know, we're good. We might have lost a little bit of hair, or like, you know, we got there by the skin of our teeth, basically. And here, it feels more like something coming towards me, if that makes sense. Like I could like suffer a loss at the hands of someone else, type of thing. Like there's something dangerous or something to be careful about that could make me lose out on something. All right, now the 6 of Swords. Very interesting on this, on the Ephemere version, but I like that one more. I believe, if you can notice, the swords seem to be in a fog, and then we have boats kind of sailing through the fog, which I think is pretty cool. And now we have 7. A rat! There is a rat among us! No, it's probably not necessarily that meaning, but it's kind of what goes through my head when I say that. Oh, I smell a rat! Someone's not doing something proper. And then here, still kind of gets, like, there's still that little pirate feel, probably because of the style of the swords, the sabers, and then the treasure map. Or actually, I wouldn't call it a treasure map. It seems like going around in circle almost type of thing. All right, now we have 8. Very pretty. Then 9. Ooh. See, I already like that one, but this one, it's like even more wow. So we have a bird. We'll suppose that it's a crow, and it's just getting hit by oncoming swords, in a sense. And then here it's more that like, yeah, you got all of these worries or whatever bothering you, but there's one that's really kind of like that gut punched you. And now 10. Beautiful. And these purple, magenta, whichever butterflies, very pretty. Now on to the pages. Now we got the Knight of Swords. Interesting, because the Knight of Swords in the Ephemere, it doesn't have any armor, but there's definitely one for the Knight here in true black. let's move on to the queen. Similar positions, but still looking fierce, looking pretty cool. And the king. Also kind of similar. But here, you see the face more. All right, and now on to the last suit, the pentacles. There's something about this one that is really attracting my eye. I don't know why, but it's very striking to me. It's beautiful. I mean, the other two are beautiful too. Don't get me wrong. Now we have the two. And three. Three little ants, so cute. We got the four. This one I have to say is interesting. I'm understanding that one more than I did this one. I do remember when I would come across that Four of Pentacles, like I knew book-wise what it was, but I don't know. It took me a bit to kind of get it, even after looking at it. After, you know, the last time that I used this deck, I'm like, what? Like, why? But I get it, but why? This one I get more easily, or faster, I should say. Now we got the five. Again, beautiful compositions. Now we got six. And interestingly, if you see where these gold pentacles are, they're growing on three pentacles here. To 7. We got some mushrooms over here. Here it almost looks like a scale or a balance. And for the 8. Ooh, I like that one. It's like you take something rough and you refine it into, you know, in quotation, perfection, because, you know, we don't want to be perfectionists, but we want to hone our skills. Now the 9. I was a fan of the 9 in True Black because of the serval cat. It's just a cute cat. And here we have what are they called again? Orchids. And here the 10. Now on to the page. And the Knight. You know what, I like the two of them equally, because it's different ways of getting to the same point, or bringing the same meaning. The Queen. Oh, both of them I like, but my favorite will go with True Black here. And here I think the rabbit, where's the rabbit? Oh, standing on the branch. Okay. At first I thought it was a hand that was carrying, like lifting up the rabbit. Oh, she's so pretty. Why are they all so pretty? And then finally we are closing up our versus slash comparing with the king. I could definitely see the abundance here, quicker, we'll say, than here, although there is the abundance here. And it looks like my guy got it that bad. All right, perfect. Oh, and then here we have extra cards. Oh, so there you go. There's Anand. It's just that they put it at the end, but that is okay. And then this extra card in Ephemere. There is a poem at the back. I'll just leave it here. So if you'd like to read it, you can pause it and read it. And then for me anyways, I'll just kind of hold it for a few more seconds and then we'll go on to shuffling and reading from the guidebook. Okay, so at least give me a second, because what I'll do is I will choose which of the counterparts in Ephemere I'd like to include in the deck and which I'll keep aside, because I won't put all 3-4 of them in there. To me it's kind of redundant. So again, one little moment and then we'll start shuffling. Alrighty, we're back and I've chosen this counterpoint. Sorry, I said counterpart earlier, but it's actually counterpoint. The music scale is what did it for me, because my second choice, my very close second choice actually, was going to be this one because of the plants and flowers. I really like the vibe of that one, but the music, I was feeling the music more. So this one went out. So here what we will do, I'll start shuffling the cards and I'll start with the OG True Black. Like I mentioned, this is a rather thick cardstock, rather thick. To give an idea, let me fetch. What can I fetch? Here, I will fetch the standard Rider-Waite deck so that you guys can have an idea of how thick it is. Oh, and some cards are upside down. So here is classic Rider-Waite. And here, just as a side note, just the size, the same. Okay, and I wish my camera could properly show the difference, but I don't think it'll be able to catch it. But basically, like the thickness, I mean, I feel like this could be 2 or 3 times the thickness of this. Or even better, where I can go like this quite easily. Yeah, I will not do that on that card. Okay. All right. So it's hard to riffle shuffle, I will say that. It is doable, but you have to be careful. It's one of those cards that could easily bend on you if you are not careful. So let me try this here. See, it's doable. It's just that it's stiff. And then overhand shuffle. There's no problem. Oh, I did forget to mention the texture of the cards. It's matte. It's very, oh, there, you flipped. Okay, we'll read you. It's very, how can I say that? It's like a rose petal, but not the grippy rose petal. It's very, the friction, the fuzziness of the rose petal or peach fuzz is very minimal. So I'm able to shuffle without having clumps of cards basically on it. All right. So now we shuffle that one. let us shuffle the 5th anniversary edition. Oh, that's why I was getting the old deck, because to see the difference in thickness, and I completely did not do that. So look at that. So see how thick this lady is, and even with Ephemere, which is thinner than True Black, even then, I mean, I feel this is about maybe a third thicker. Same for this one here too, or maybe even half almost. No, we'll say a third. All right, so now let us shuffle this True Black 5th anniversary edition holographic. See here, it was easier for me to bend, yeah, we'll call it bend, to bend the card in order to shuffle. So this was an easier shuffle. The texture, rose petal, perhaps, because there is that foil backing. And that is a page. We would like a major here. If we're gonna get a minor in the OG, let's get a major in the 5th anniversary. Oh, here, I saw the world. Let's go the world. Okay, so this is done. And now for the Ephemere. Even that, already just like this, it's a nice bend. Let's try shuffle. Oh yeah. Oh, so much easier. It does not feel like exercise. We'll say that. Oh, ha! Speaking of how I like the counterpart, there you go. There we go. Okay. So now let's look at the guidebooks. Now, for sure, because this is the 5th anniversary, these will be similar. Although I do feel like this title is a little bit crooked, but it might just be my eyes. What you will find when you open up the guidebook, it's not a hardcover, it's like a soft cover, but it's still a thick, how can I not cover, yeah. Now we have a little bit of introduction, which is most likely the same. Yeah, it will be the same. And then I don't believe there is a table of contents. It just goes straight into Major Arcana and explains it a bit, where it comes from. And then it'll go here. And what you get when you read the entry is that you have the name of the card, some keywords, a little silhouette of the card, like the main point, I guess, or the main subject. That's how I see it, as the main point of it. Explains it, and also it explains the art, which I think is super cool. And what it also does is that it explains. Now I'll take that for example. Oh no, bad example, sorry. For the major, if you notice in the major there were certain other designs in the background, but they all have a reason. It will explain. So in this case of the world, I believe it's like, I'll check it shortly, but I believe it's like a representation of the DNA sequence or something like that. But it'll explain that too, which I think is pretty cool. And then for the minor, when you get to the minors, again, it's about the same thing, where you have the title, little keywords, a little silhouette of like the main attraction, if you want to say that. And this one holds in one page this time, and it explains it. Whereas for the major, you'll have 2 pages. 5th anniversary will have the same thing. So here, we happen to be falling on the world. So here, the keywords, additional artwork. Oh, there. See, I was wrong. It was the interstellar coordinates of Earth and its solar system. So pretty cool. And then same thing here. Now for Ephemere, we are looking here. Guidebook. We have an introduction. Ephemere. Oh, there. This is how it's pronounced. Ephemere. Don't mind me and my French way of saying ephémère. So it represents the traditions, fables, and legacies that humans create and pass onward in their journey to conquer the most eternal and insurmountable of enemies, the temporality of life and the passing of time. All things pass, but humankind is singularly distinct in its ability to fight against its mortality through the passing on of knowledge, stories, and cultures. These remnants persist in the hopes that their ancestors' legacies will live on. Historians and anthropologists believe that civilization is achieved when a group finally learns to speak and write a language. This passing of knowledge is the first attempt at defying an individual's lifespan. By immortalizing its experience, beliefs, and knowledge, a singular life is able to transcend its own limitation, merging with a longer-lived and more experienced collective civilization. Ephemere is at first a story of one's fleeting moments, and a second, a civilization's ensuing quest for immortality. So there, at least we'll read the little introduction. And then it talks about the monomyth, the triptychs. Okay, so they reveal themselves in triptychs, sets of three that cradle the vast expanse of the hero's narrative. Okay, and then it goes on the triptychs. So these are the triptychs. You can go on and continue reading that. And then the counterpoints are their own little triptych. Oh, should I then add them all? We'll get back to it later. Okay, so now if we're looking at the origin, which aka major arcana, but not really, we have title, keywords, a little silhouette, explanation, and then what we have in gold, and as an arcana, what happens upright and what happens reversed. So this is about 3 pages for the major arcana, and that seems about consistent for all of them up until we get to, let's see here, the minor arcana. Let me see just a moment. There it talks about the minor arcana. We have here again some keywords, the silhouette, the explanation. It all holds on one page. So there you go. And let me quickly see. I wonder if the meanings are the same, or the write-up, if it's the same write-up that you'll find between Ephemere and, so let me see, we have creativity, a little different. We have a few, so creativity, inspiration, enthusiasm, passion, creativity, good news, courage, initiation. Okay, a little different. A little different because they do talk a little bit about what is on the card and why it's on the card. So there is a little bit of difference. So what we'll do, as I see that the light is starting to fade on my side. Actually, you know what? Let me go get my light because it's starting to get darker by the second. So we are pausing this one more time. Hopefully one last time. Alrighty, we got our light. We're good. So what I'll do is I will read the entry from their respective guidebooks, starting with the 7 of Pentacles. We will read it from the original. And like I mentioned, there's no table of contents, but the things are in order, so it's relatively easy to get it. So here for the Seven of Pentacles, we have as keywords reward, rest, evaluation, and pride. As you can see here, I don't want to make it too shady. The Seven of Pentacles represent a break. Take time to relax, recharge, and evaluate the current position. It can also indicate successfully reaching the end of a task and the pride taken in achieving a goal. During this time of rest, reap the rewards that have been cultivated and enjoy the fruits of that labor. 6 coins lay on one side of a scale, while a list of tasks stand on the other, outweighing them by a small amount. A last coin, larger than the rest, rests half buried in the earth. Celebrate victory in completing milestone, but remember that there's still much to do. So this is here. Little depiction of the card. And I'm such a fan when there's a little, background story about the card. It helps me understand, at least for myself, helps me kind of get what they were trying to convey for the, maybe it was a particular meaning that they were trying to convey, but I just like to kind of hear a little bit what was in their mind when they came up with the card. Now here we have the world. We're going to read it from its own 5th edition. Right here. And so like I mentioned, it is about on 2 pages. And for the world, we have completion, wholeness, travel, understanding. I kind of read it out of order, sorry. A woman holds a perfect golden sphere in her arms, content and at peace with a newfound wholeness. She is surrounded by the 4 elements of tarot: butterflies for air, feathers for fire, plants for the earth, plants of the earth, and fish of water. So here we are here. See, pretty cool. Representing the facets of human knowledge, passion, physicality, and emotion, respectively, they combine to represent a complete understanding of the human condition, its motivations, and its pitfalls. The last card of the Major Arcana, this marks the conclusion of the Fool's journey and the abundance of insight gained. All feels right, and even the mistakes and struggles of life are accepted in a new light. She is now crowned by a victorious wreath and equipped to re-enter the circle with experience for the better. The World card may also signify a long and eye-opening opportunity for travel. At the conclusion of every journey is the start of another. And now for the additional artwork. Centered on the golden sphere is a map detailing the interstellar coordinate of Earth and its solar system, a position measured in relation to 14 pulsars. This drawing is etched onto 2 golden records being carried by Voyager 1 and 2 spacecraft, each hurtling through space at 11 miles per second and 13.3 billion miles away. Along with Earth's galactic coordinates, the records contain 115 images, sounds of wind, water, birds, and whales, spoken greetings in 55 languages, explanations of DNA and human evolution, and much more. Though the chances of alien life intelligent enough to encounter and decipher the golden records is slim, the effort enacted by humankind speaks of 2 distinct hopes: that there is life in the cosmos and that it is good. So this is that part here that they're talking about. And that is something that I did not know at the time. And because I do remember going through the guidebook at least once, but it's kind of forgotten. But now I relearned, and this is pretty cool. Now on to the counterpoint. We are reading it here. I kind of do wish, at least for Ephemere, that there was a table of contents, because other than the minor arcana, if you didn't memorize the order of the cards for the major arcana of Ephemere, you'll be a little bit unsure of how far in the guidebook you have to go. Okay, so now we are at counterpoint, and I'm realizing that I probably should keep all three of them in the deck, actually. Anyways, so counterpoint, we have partnership, love, alliance, and symbiosis. The contemplation of seeker leads us to a revelation. While the hero has perfected the body with fighter, the mind with alchemist, and the heart with keeper, these facets fortify a mere single individual. The strength of a hero lies not only within the self, but also within their allies, partners, and connections. This is the revelation of counterpoint. Like attracts like, and the hero, now whole in body, mind, and heart, attracts other powerful beings to aid them. They form partnerships, forge alliances, and find their complement in each other. Both whole and complete beings unto themselves, they meld together to create a stronger force than they could ever be apart. Three variants of counterpoint exist, shedding light on the significance of external allies in our voyage. These allies speak to cooperation, trust, and empowerment, enriching their journeys and each other. They remind us that shared triumphs often dwarf lone endeavors. And then since I only have the male female one, I'll read just that one and what's in gold. And then the other one, well, I guess if you get the card, you can figure out what it is. So counterpoint is the one that is the longest, only because it has three different parts or versions to talk about. So male, female. A man and a woman emerge, a bass to complement a soprano. One holds sticks to signify his resonant drum beat, the rhythmic pulse that sets a deep and steady foundation. Above him, the woman holds a violin's bow, her melodies accentuating and bringing life to their music. The two reach for each other, recognizing that their two vastly different instruments contribute to the same creation. They manifest a galaxy of harmony with their music, illuminating how unique strengths can amplify and complement when intertwined, painting the universe with their shared symphony. In gold. The term counterpoint is based in musical theory, describing two or more melodies, sometimes called voices, that are independent in rhythm and melody, yet complementary and harmonically. How am I tripping on that word? Harmonically. Okay. You know what I mean, guys. The word is right there. Harmonically interdependent. As composer and theorist John Ron writes, it is hard to write a beautiful song. It is harder to write several individually beautiful songs that, when sung simultaneously, sound as a whole more beautiful polyphonic whole. Sound as a more beautiful polyphonic whole. There we go. Okay. So that's what it is. And then it explains the male, what the gold was, and the female, and the gold. I believe... Oh, there's a little bit more. Let me see. Okay, upright. There. The definition or the meaning of the counterpoint. Upright. Counterpoint represents the harmony of connection, choice, and unity. This phase reminds us of the importance of mutual respect, trust, and shared goals. The cosmic musicians emphasize the value of harmony, balance, and uniquely contrasting contribution and partnership. The hunter and the gatherer, with their aligned gazes, signify the importance of choice, commitment, and shared responsibility. The fighters and their combined strength showcase the power of trust, mutual defense, and complementary skills. These duos serve as a reminder that all relationships, whether professional, romantic, or platonic, must resonate with shared values, trust, and mutual growth. As we work toward the same end, we enhance each other with our unique abilities and strengths, and the whole of the partnership is made stronger. Reversed. The reversal presents a narrative of imbalance, disharmony, or challenges in unity. The once harmonious cosmic musicians might now sound out of tune, representing miscommunication of our aligned goals. All right. Oh, that was a lot. Although there's more. Okay. Sorry. Which one are you now? Okay, we're going to So the gaze between the hunter and the gatherer, which previously spoke of shared responsibility and understanding, may now hint at disagreements or unequal distribution of roles. The fierce woman, once a symbol of mutual defense and support, could now reflect a lack of trust or even internal conflict. In this reverse narrative, the need to reassess and realign becomes paramount. We must understand the root causes of the disharmony and make the necessary adjustments or decisions to restore balance in our relationships. Counterpoint inverted serves as a reminder that relationships and partnerships require continuous effort, open communication, and shared goals to thrive. All right, we are officially done. Sorry, guys. it had to be the one with like the longest pages that fell out. So this is it. True Black OG, we'll say. True Black 5th edition, our 5th anniversary, and Ephemere. All great cards and decks. Absolutely beautiful. To me, they're works of art. When I look at them, every time that, especially because I had, for the longest time, I had this, the True Black, the OG first. Every time I look at them, it would, to me, there was this sense of like silence, of calm, probably also because, it's True Black. And if you notice, it's very like the background, there's not a lot going on in backgrounds. Sometimes there might be a little bit more, but oftentimes it's just the subject that takes center place and there's nothing else. And every time I look at it, the way that it's placed and all that, it just makes me think as if I'm walking through the halls of a museum and kind of looking at like, this installation, this sculpture, this painting, or something like that. And it's just, I don't know, it's just so cool. It's like, to me, easily one of the top in terms of how it looks artistically. Definitely to me, I would definitely call it one of the best, at least for me personally, one of the best. Artistically, how it's made. I love how in the guidebook, especially for the True Black, they include something relevant to our world, and on top of being like in this, you're in this in-between world, like this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not quite our world. Maybe it's a parallel universe or something, but then there's like a little something that relates to the card that kind of brings it back to our world, like the physical world, if that makes sense. And so that's what I think is pretty cool about it, on top of just how it's made. Sure, for True Black, it is thick. So for those of you that have small hands, or maybe their hand strength is not the best or up to par, you might have a hard time, especially if you prefer to riffle shuffle deck. So maybe you'll have to like do that table shuffle, the washing machine, I think some call it, or just do an overhand. But if you do get Ephemere, you won't have that problem. It's thinner. It's still sturdy. Like all three cardstocks, they're sturdy. Like there's no issue about that. But this one definitely more flexible. It won't give you as much of a hard time. And then for Ephemere, I mean, just the whole palette of gold, silvers, reds, wherever it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just so beautiful. And again, it's a nice touch in the guidebook that they explain, okay, well, this is in the background because of this and this. This is the subject, how they're posed and which way they're looking. Very cool. It will be a learning curve for me, I will say, to learn about the hero's journey, we'll call it that, and the triptychs, if I said it properly. So, being able to say, for example, if I can find one of them, of course, now I would like one and I can't find it. But if I find, one of the cards of the hero's journey, being able to, there you go. For example, if I get crescendo, well, being able to have like a keyword quickly or have an idea of what it means in relation, not only as the card, but in relation to the spread or the question, whatever it is that I'm pulling the cards for. So there will be a learning curve, a moment of adaptation until I feel more comfortable. But it's definitely a plus that there's so much information in the guidebooks to help me with that. It would be a lot more difficult if the guidebook was more sparse than anything else. Otherwise, what else is there to say? I don't know, other than me just continuing to gush about how beautiful it is. It's one of my favorite decks. I'm totally glad to have them in my family collections of decks. Was it excessive to get a holo after getting the OG? Maybe, but I'm not necessarily sorry about it. And I don't see myself parting with any of these three anytime soon. So I think that's that. I will add a side note that Arthur Wang is currently, I don't know if he are actually started or is in the process of, but there is a new deck that is in the works or being tossed around. It is based on Campy Halloween, if I'm not mistaken. If you go on the website, on his page, there is one of the things that you can buy is a set of 6 postcards of like Halloween themed characters. So when you see those, that's about the idea of that new deck. So you have an idea of how it'll look, and already these characters are looking amazing. So, and again, these 3 decks are looking super great. So you know that Halloween, campy Halloween type base deck is gonna be just like exquisite already. Hoping for a card stock that's closer to this one though. I will say that. But otherwise, yeah, it's been almost an hour and a half that I've been talking and flipping nonstop. So I will end that there. If you've made it that far, thank you. Thank you very much for indulging me and hearing myself talk this whole time. If not, if you skipped around at some point, you know what? I totally get it. I'm not mad. Wishing that you still found whatever it was that you found by skipping around the video. I will put the webpage and the social for True Black in the description. The fifth anniversary is no longer available on the website. You will have to check out like resellers, secondhand, website, wherever. Do be careful, as always, if you're going, through eBay, whatever website, making sure that they are authentic. So this one is not available. These are available. As of the filming of this video, the OG is on pre-order, because the decks are created by batch, because they are the edges are hand painted, so they come out in batch. So every once in a while, maybe currently there might not be any available, but if you check back, couple months or whatever, I don't know, I don't remember the frequency, but if you check semi-regularly or you go on their social, they'll let you know, okay, for example, currently there is a pre-order for the next batch, which will be shipping in March. So if you are interested, you can totally get that. You can get Ephemere right away, because this is still available to get. If you want to get both of them, there is a bundle. If I'm not mistaken, there is a bundle available, but you'll have to wait for this one to come out, basically. So other than that, what else can I say? Other than thank you once again. Happy 2nd anniversary to the channel. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for all the subscribers, all those that have checked in, whether once, twice, more often, new subscribers, old subscribers, lurkers. I'm happy, I'm thankful. This is just a channel that I made very practically. I mean, just to kind of have a record of my catalog of what I have, currently, if heaven forbid, like something ever were to happen, whatever else, just to kind of do VRs once in a while. I haven't done a lot of them in 2024. Hopefully, I'll do some more in 2025 because some of them are pretty interesting and some are fun. But yeah, and yeah, let me know what do you think about the deck. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one you prefer. Is there, are you tempted? Do you want to get it? Will you get it or will you not? It is a little bit pricey, I will say that, especially, well, I say especially, like the Canadian exchange rate is not the best. So, with buying it and then the shipping, it doesn't help. So I will say that. So it's true. But to me, worth it. And yeah, and you know what? And another thing, if there's any suggestions of videos that you'd like me to make or questions, let me know too in the comment section, and I will do my best to not procrastinate because procrastination tends to be my issue, and I will see what I can do in terms of your question or a video idea or whatever else. So let me stop yapping because we're getting into an hour 30 minutes. Tell me all that you want to say, your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your yays, your nays down below right there. And thank you so much, guys. Happy New Year once again, and wishing you all a great 2025, maybe 10 times better than 2024. All right, guys. Bye-bye.